Hey, Speed Crusader. How's the volume? Sound okay? Not too loud? I don't know if anybody are going to get notifications. I wasn't able to really put anything out telling everybody that I'd be live tonight. I'm just trying to kind of do it when I can right now. So I don't expect a bunch of people, but it doesn't matter if it's, one or two, right? As long as we gather in his name, right? It's all that matters. Just let me know if the audio is okay. I know there's a slight delay, so. So there's already 7 people in here, so not too bad for the backup channel with no notification, right? Bunch of stuff happened today. Bunch of stuff's happened the last few days. It says sound is good. Might be a little loud. All right, let me turn that down real fast. I thought it might be, so. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. Anybody else that's in here, jump in the chat. Let me know you're in here so I can say hello to you. How's things going where you are, Speed Crusader? Things are definitely, you can feel it. I can feel, man, just like a complete setup right now, especially with what just happened today. We're going to get into it, but with the, them saying now that fully jabbed people can, not wear the masks now. That was a setup as far as much as you can ever do a setup. That's what that is. We'll get into that. But, yeah, my main channel's locked out, so we got to be really, really careful kind of what we say tonight. So I'm going to do my best. It's hard not to just speak the truth, Hey, Brenda Barnett, welcome in. Katie, welcome in. Got a notification. Wow, that's awesome. A lot of them don't, Joanne Rodriguez. First time in here live. That's awesome. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Yeah, Speed Crusader said you can feel it too. Yeah, there's no doubt. Yup. Michael Kokis, I believe. Getting closer. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You can just feel it, right? Each day it just kind of builds, just a little bit more. And, the more that I feel it is the more that people kind of, the masses, I guess, the ones that are still so asleep, feel like they're getting back to normal, right? As they feel like they're getting their lives so-called back, we are realizing that they're just, setting the hook, It's crazy. Fritz Bar, welcome in. Said my daughter, friend is in the military and was told she couldn't leave the base anymore without the jab, so she got it. She's 20. That's so sad. That's what this first article is right here. I'm going to read a little bit of it, but it upset me as deep as you could, just to think that a lot of these kids, they're just young adults, kids, a lot of them, 18 years old, going over here, still fighting for a country that none of us believe in, so it's hard to get behind that part of it, but you understand what they're doing, a lot of them are going over there for the money, for, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, to take care of their own lives, so I support them in that. And when you see stuff like this, listen to this. It says, unjabbed soldiers should not expect business as usual summer leave, says Fort Campbell General. Yeah, this guy right here. He says, this from Tennessee, Clarksville, says Fort Campbell soldiers choosing not to receive a COVID-19 jab could find their plan for summer leave affected, according to the commanding general J.P. McGee. In a live stream town hall event, Major General McGee announced that soldiers choosing to remain unjabbed should not consider things business as usual when making travel plans this summer. It would be irresponsible for me to allow soldiers to travel unjabbed throughout the United States and bring that back and have an impact on our soldiers, their families, and our overall operation readiness. I'm sure that's not going to be a popular decision for some, and that's quite all right. You see, they just don't even care, think about that. So now they're telling you flat out, if you are there, you want to go home and you want to see your family, you want to go home on your normal leave, you are not allowed to leave unless you roll up your sleeve, right? I don't understand how people cannot be outraged with this, Brenda said, I got notifications for this channel and not the other one. Yeah, the other one I can't do anything on. My main, the Eric Sees All, I can't do anything. I can't upload, I can't go to my comments, I can't do anything. It's all locked out. So, it is what it is. It should only be a week because my strikes had actually, I was, the main one had expired, so I should have only had a week or maybe 2 weeks, but it says a month, so who knows if that channel will ever be back up. Chicken Patty 13, welcome in. What else we got? Let's see, Persimon. I'm sure I probably messed that up. I'm sorry, but welcome in. She only got the jab for freedom, right? Yeah, exactly. So now they're going to fight for freedom for their country, right? That's why they went over there to, to go into the military. And now, just to get home, they have to go and roll up their sleeves. How sick, right? I mean, see how they can manipulate this in any way? Yep, it's just nuts. FBI said fake passports will get mandatory jail time. Seen they're going door to door trying to get people signed up for the sleeper. Yeah, did you see that? That was in that other video that I did. Here's part of it where they're going. Where is it at? Date. They're going. Yeah, right here. They're gonna. Boots on the ground. And when I saw this, I'm like, man, that's them throwing it right in our face again, right? Truth in plain sight. This is just normal people that are gonna go fire departments and volunteers that are gonna go door to door and go and try to teach you and let you know, that this is safe, right? But when they say boots on the ground like that, you know what they mean. They're just telling you pretty soon you're going to have military boots on the ground at your door, And like you said, the fake, whatchamacallit, jab, the proof that you got it, right? Yeah, they're already putting it out everywhere that, yep, they're going to, it's just going to be the same thing as like you going and, faking a driver's license or a state ID or something like that, it's all been planned and set up, you know what I mean? This isn't something new. Chicken Patty says, Ohio Rhino governor started $1 million lottery for jab takers. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. It's everything, right? I mean, look, here was something else. Let me see if I got it still. Somewhere up here. It just shows everything else that they're doing. Yeah, like right here. Here you go. Just a little something. This is the Dodgers, baseball. To have more jabbed-only sections. It's everywhere you see. It's like any sports event. Now they're starting off nice, right? They're doing it like a jabbed-only section, right now. So you can still go if you're unjabbed, right? But that's not going to stay that way. We know this. You know what I mean? It's just... they're never going to just come and smack you right in the face with it, It's not going to be one day that everything changes like all of us truthers have been talking about for years. It's a plotted plan, It's methodical. They know what they're doing, And it's just a step-by-step what they can do, slowly but surely. And what I always talk to everybody about, and you all know this, they have to turn the masses against us, right? The majority. So that when they do make these massively drastic, changes, right, when it becomes mandatory or whatever it is, whatever circumstances come down the road, they need to have the masses so your neighbors, they come and take me away, instead of them having the neighbors fight back, they have the neighbors out on the porch clapping, right, and cheering. You know what I mean? That's why they need this. Brenda Barnett said, I will not comply. Amen. Amen. Joanne Rodriguez said, I'm in Australia. It seems really bad over there. A lot of people have woken up over here, it seems. We had a 3-day mandatory mask wearing last week because of one case, and hardly anyone obeyed. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's bad here, but Australia is horrible, too, from what I've been able to talk to people. And, you all really haven't gotten out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I guess none of us really have gotten out of it, but it seemed like you have been on more restrictions and lockdowns, and kind of like Canada, it's a little crazy everywhere. And if anybody wants to talk about something, just throw it in the chat, all right? Like I said, this was a last-minute thing. Literally just got home late from work, and I just, my son fell asleep early tonight, so I'm like, hey, I got a couple minutes. I'll get on here, and we can all talk. So, I want to jump over here. I want to show you the storm that's coming in. It really hasn't backed off too much. We don't need this one. Let's go to right here. This is the one over that's going to hit somewhere between India and Pakistan, I guess, or all the way over to United Arab Emirates, somewhere in that location. But here, I'll run it on this first. This is the GFS model on Tropical Tidbits if you ever want to go and look it up. Let me show you. So it starts to build little, it's gotten not as strong. I mean, it's still a Category 4, on the edge of a Category 5. Here, I don't know why it's not popping. Okay, here it goes. It was too far ahead. And it's hitting faster, too. Okay, here it goes. It gets all the way down to like a 930. So, I mean, you're talking, Cat 4, Cat 5. And this one shows it just kind of sitting. and then going directly up into Pakistan as a Category 4 when it hits Category, borderline Category 3. But then if you go over to the European model, it's got a whole different section here. Watch this. This is the European model. Hey, Silent Walk, welcome in. Got a new name. All right, Burnout. See, it kind of hugs the coast. Look at this. This is how you can just tell they're so manufactured. What are the odds of this thing sitting here and running up the coast like this? I mean, it's just not happening. The storm, you can see all the water vapors moving, west to east. But somehow it's sitting and just runs up the coast of India. And I think, I don't know exactly. I haven't looked into where the major cities are that they're saying are getting hit over there, right? Like, I don't know what to believe over there. They could be 100% faking it, or they really could be hurting people over there, right? One way or another, it doesn't really matter. They're using it as an agenda. But for this to sit this and run up look at this. I mean, you got 140, 150 mile per hour winds. Watch this. And it just kind of sits and then turns and just goes directly in. And it's just, you're still, and it just sits there. So, and with this bay being, I like I said, I don't know a ton about the areas over here, but I can tell you right now, a Category 4, Category 5 going into any of this area, whether it's there or up into Pakistan, some have shown it coming up here, it doesn't matter. It's going to hurt, no matter what. Katie said, how do you get your son to fall asleep so early? I need pointers. He had baseball today, and then we practiced baseball, and then he actually helped me, we're redoing our shed, and he helped me do that, so... probably once a week thing, because you're right, it's he's up a lot later normally, so that's why I took advantage of this. Silent Walk said it's a monster storm, mainstream not talking about it. That's another reason why I'm trying to cover it a little bit, is because they're not talking about it at all. And when you have a storm, look, we just, these are wind gusts, so always be, be careful. Don't, I don't ever try to push the bad part about it, like, oh, it's going to be so bad, but these are everywhere from 150, 140, all the way up. I've seen 150. So, yeah, this isn't no joke. When you got something like this, that in the way that it's coming up the coast, even while this sits out here, they're going to have, look at this. Oh, I didn't need to do that. But that'll kind of show it. Look at this. This is just sitting on the coast. This is the Mumbai, I guess. But look down here. Look at the gust mile per hour here. 41, 36, 36, 58, 57, 54. For hours. These are the entire day. Look at this. From Sunday, midday, all the Sunday morning, really, no, midday, 2 p.m., all the way until Monday at 8 p.m., they're going to be having, 40, 50 mile per hour winds nonstop. That's the thing. Like, people always just look at just the eye, where the eye's going to go, but this thing's going to run up the coast. So it literally can do so much damage all the way up, and up and down the coast. And it's just very odd that they're not covering this, because they're sure covering, all the CV-19 right over in India. So it's not like they can say, well, we just don't cover it because it's not, it's not national headline. It's India. It's not the United States. We're not really going to cover the story. No. Don't give me that. You've been every single day shoving it down our throat. The CV-19 is literally just, destroying everybody over there. But you don't cover a storm now that's about to hit that same area? It just doesn't add up to me. You know what I mean? Mitz Meltel said, glad to catch you live. I'm glad you're here as well. Joanne Rodriguez said, you have hurricanes and tornadoes. We have really bad mouse plague in our rural country. LOL. Yeah. You see all the storms, right? It doesn't matter whether it's a tornado, a hurricane, a derecho, right? We even got those up in Michigan, the massive windstorms. You have your wildfires, you have your flooding. It doesn't matter what it is. They're just going to blame it on climate change. Probably shouldn't have said that, but they're going to blame it on that, on CC, right? They're going to say it's all due to that. It's not due to anything else. It's just because you and I want to eat meat, or we talk too much, and we drive a vehicle that has gas, right? That's seriously why it's our fault. But, that's the reasoning. Not that it's manipulated, right? Silent Walk said, manufactured storm. Their sick minds, more dead, the better them. Yeah, depopulation, brother, right? And you're right, manufactured. If you can't tell this is manufactured, I'm sorry to tell you, but it come out of nowhere, and I showed that, and now the way it's going to run up the coast, I don't care what anybody says. Storms don't do that. There is no way a natural storm, maybe 1 in a million, could actually sit the way that it does. But when they can sit here and put on all these different... Doppler, turn on all those different radars, isophonic heaters, everything, and they just sit there and push it, build it, push it where they want, If you haven't looked into weather wars, weather warfare, I'm telling you, you gotta look into it, These things don't do this. And if it actually swings and comes over here, which the one does show it shows it coming right into the United Arab Emirates, which has only been hit by 2 or 3 other hurricanes, okay, ever. And how convenient would that be if that, doesn't that kind of tie into this? Hold on, I got it. Where's it at? Right here. Remember this is nuts, because I was telling a lot of people about this, about how they're coming after the gas, right? I've been telling people the gas is going to continue to go up. Little by little by little, it's going to continue to go up. And they're going to be saying that, they're going to use the storms. They always use the hurricanes, right? They always use, it hit this oil well. Or there was a threat of a hurricane, right? And they had to shut the wells down, right? They had to shut them down. Well, then they used this. And I'm sorry, but I could not help but laugh to this. To people, if anybody honestly believed this, that a hack could shut down and stop all of the oil and the gasoline and all the different, petroleum, whatever you want to say, shut those lines down. I mean, you got to be it just shows how ridiculous this is getting. Look at this. The Colonial Pipeline paid roughly $5 million in the ransom to the hackers. Oh, really? Oh, man. And this pipeline went up and down the East Coast. And I did have an article up, but I lost it, and I don't want to try to take your time to go look at it. But it ran from Texas all the way up the East Coast, right? All the way up to, New York area. And I'm like, man, that's just perfect. You know what I mean? This is a small test, I believe. I believe this is a test. Can we pull it over there? Can we pull it off that they'll believe us? That a computer shut this down, right? That a hack shut down all the gas. And, I mean, you had gas stations that were out of gas. You had lines that were 45 minutes, an hour long. People waiting up and down the coast. We didn't have nothing up here, but we were in Michigan, so we didn't, see it. But up and down the coast, they did. There was a lot in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. I saw a lot of it, So I think this is a test. I don't know. What do y'all think? It feels to me like this is a perfect little test. Like, can we really trick them to think that we can just say hackers knocked down this entire pipeline and now, you know what I mean? We can just shut their fuel off. I mean, what else is a perfect way? They don't want us to be using fuel anyways, right? They want us shut down. They want us driving green, right? Everything's green and everything goes to Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, right? That's what this is about. This isn't something new. Brenda says, so many lies, so much deception. Their manufactured storms and fires only make national news when they need more fear and panic and destruction. Perfect. That's perfect, Brenda. Exactly. That's how they can kind of, deviate. You'll only hear certain things. Well, look at your, let's just say gun violence, right? Remember how you never heard anything about it for a long time when CV was enough fear. Then as soon as people started backing down on that, saying, I'm not as scared about it, and, people started living their lives again, then what happened? Boom. Bam, 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 bam. Every single day on the news you saw a new shooting, right? So, like you said, you're only going to hear it when they want you to hear it. This is a controlled agenda. And we know that. Silent Walk says, the sheeple do not even get this, nor do they even want to learn the truth. They would sooner argue with you. Well, they do. You get a lot of that, and I do. I get a lot of where they're just like, I just don't care. They just want to live their life. They don't want to stop and think about what's happening and what could happen next week, next month, next year. They're just good with living their life, nothing outside. They don't want to know anything else that's going on, as long as their little bubble is okay. Fritz Bar said, my brother constantly says, I trust science about everything. That frustrates me so much. Who created that science? Who is telling you that science, right? Oh, they're experts, right? Just like that Forbes article we covered a bunch of times. They told us, do not think on our own. It's not only dangerous, it is deadly for you and I to think on our own and try to figure this stuff on our own. Trust the health experts. It never ends, Here we go. Listen to this guy here. Our great Dr. F. Listen to how excited he is about this new mask thing that now if you're jabbed, you don't have to wear the masks in all these different situations, which is a massive setup, okay? But I just wanted you to hear how happy he is.
For greater clarity in all this, I spoke just a short time ago with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Well, Dr. Fauci, a lot of Americans put a lot of trust and faith in you. So my first question is really of a personal nature. Do you feel good about this mask decision today? Would you have preferred that you wait a bit longer?
No, actually, Lester, I feel very good about it, and I'm very much in favor of it. But people...
we don't got to listen to the rest. I just wanted you to hear that. Oh, I'm very happy. Of course they're very happy, right? Sick. And this is what he's talking about. Just listen. This is only a couple, 40 seconds long. Listen, this is what he's talking about, so if you haven't heard what's kind of going on.
Today, CDC is updating our guidance for fully vaccinated people. Anyone who is fully vaccinated can participate in indoor and outdoor activities, large or small, without wearing a mask or physical distancing.
New guidelines, right? How many times have they done this? How many times have we had new guidelines? I'm getting so sick of, how can you take anything? How can you trust any of it when they change it?
If you are fully vaccinated, you can start doing the things that you had stopped doing because of the pandemic. We have all longed for this moment.
No, they've longed for this moment. And you want to know why I'm telling you this is a setup? Answer me this question. It's really easy. If you can answer it, then we're good to go. How do they know if you are jabbed or not jabbed? Answer me that. Right? I walk into a store, me and the lady next to me walk in, neither one of us have masks on. How do they know, right? That is their opening. That is what they needed. This is all planned. This is what they needed now, because now they get to move into that next step. And the next step is what? Deciphering who is jabbed and who is not jabbed by just being able to look at them or scan something that they have on them very fast, right? Quickly, that they can give to somebody instantly and say, okay, yep, you're telling the truth. Everybody, this opens up the door. I mean, this opens up the pit as far as I can say. I mean, this is seriously going to be a massive step in the wrong, in their direction that they like. Let me read a couple of these. Let me catch up. Joanne Rodriguez says, chem tea are really bad here lately. People are literally blind. My elderly father calls them contrails. They dissipate. The chems don't. They just don't want to hear it. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I can remember as a kid when you'd look up in the sky and, like, you'd see your clouds and you'd be like, look, that looks like an elephant, or that looks like a bunny. Before you could even tell your buddy, tell your mom, whatever, it would change, right? The clouds would change, right? That doesn't happen anymore. Everything is so perfectly stays, together so much longer. And just like you said, behind the airplanes, it would dissipate and be gone within 30 seconds. Nothing was ever there. So we know, we're not, and they've come out in mainstream and talked about it, so it's not like we're just, talking, what we believe. Kelly Kibo says a new variant will hit and the non-jab will be the cause of the jab to mask back up. They will rage against non-jabbed, and the jab card will be mandated. Exactly. That's perfect, Kelly. That's the other part of this, what I wanted to talk about. Those new variants, exactly. And this is how I'm talking, how they're going to turn the masses against us. That is one of the ways. That's a perfect comment, because that's what they're going to do. I mean, that will give them the more reason for them to come after us, right? And for them to really, really hate us. They already hate us, when we talk, any of us that talk about it. They already hate us as it is. But it doesn't matter. This will give them that really, that extra reasoning behind it. They'll be able to go into the mainstream too and also say, it's because of these people. Eric and everybody that believes like he does, it's their fault, Katie said, it's great how people are quick to trust in science, but to trust in the Father is too much for them. Amen. It's sad, right? That's sad. The Broken 76, welcome in, buddy. Says, hey, bro, here in Salt Lake we have restaurants that are jab only. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, we knew that, right? It's just sad that you're seeing it already. I thought it would kind of, it would take a little bit longer for them to really, for businesses to start stepping out like that. But, man, you're seeing it in a lot of areas. Silent Walk said, apparently, Dr. F in Italian means sickle. The Grim Reaper has a sickle. Wow, that's coincidental. Well, I'll tell you what, he kind of slides right into that, doesn't he? Kelly People says, this was too sudden to be natural. It's like someone just flipped a switch. The lady said, we're all doomed just 2 weeks ago. Thank you, right? They were just talking about all the variants, right? Oh, got the new variant from Brazil. It's spreading in the United States. Fear, fear, fear. Oh, no, now it's okay because we've given out, today he said, these numbers might not be exact, but they're very close. 153 million doses, okay, or 153 million people, one of the two, have been fully jabbed. That's what it was. It was people in 113 days. That was Joe B today on the National when he was talking about the CDC guidance. They're so happy about this, and they're talking about how everything's coming down. And just like you said, Kelly, I think that's all a setup. You know what I mean? They got to act like, oh, it's doing good, doing good, doing good. And the reason it's not going to be doing good anymore is going to be you and I. But that's all right, because I'll tell you what, we have bigger numbers than they think. So there's a reason they can only get 150 million people to go and get fully jabbed out of 330, 340 million, right? So I would say we still have the majority, right? Because I'd say that's about 180, 190, maybe even, pushing 200 million that are not jabbed. So they're still the minority. That's the thing that we need to remember, and I hope people do remember, Speed Crusader said, all the hacking going on reminds me of the airplane hijackings in the 70s and 80s. Don't buy the paid hackers. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And you know how the United States said, like, they weren't going to get in the middle of it. That was hilarious to me, too. You have the president coming on saying, we're going to stay out of the way. We're going to let you handle, let those oil companies handle that situation. Those companies handle that situation. We're not going to get in the middle of the hackers. I'm going, you're telling me they're going to shut down your entire country's gas supply, right? The oil supply. And it's going to devastate the United States if it doesn't open right back up. But you're going to stay out of it? None of it ever adds up, The Broken 76 does. They have the jab cards here. Yeah, I've seen them. Like, you have the little ones right now, but we're going to go to a whole nother level because you're already seeing. Here, let's just throw this up here real quick. You're seeing, like we were talking about, how they're putting it in the mainstream about these. Hold on, I can't say it, but I can type it. See, here we go. Oh, I didn't see this, but this is like you were talking about. Look at this. The bills would make creating and possessing fake jab cards a felony. You hear that? I mean, that's telling everything right there. And that's because they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they have all their little, back ways covered, that you and I could get something that would fake it, right, at that point. To be honest, most of us could care less. It's not about that to us. We're good with, God and our religion and our faith, and that's more important, than this. But, of course, can't even look at this because they want your money. Ugh, it's nonstop. But you know what I mean? So they're already pushing that. So, yep. Silent Walk said, people are so gullible. They are, yep. Eyes wide open, welcome in. Hello, everyone. Their narrative is taking a twist and turns to the same goal. Oh, it is. Isn't it crazy how, it doesn't matter what we talk about. I'm serious. From weather all the way, from the left all the way to the right. It all seems to all be twisting perfectly together to their agenda, right? Their mainstream agenda. I mean, we knew that it would do this, but it's just crazy to really see it. Everything we've talked about for the last 10 years is slowly but surely coming to fruition. It truly is, We're just a bunch of tinfoil hat wearing idiots, but man, I'll tell you what, we're hitting a lot of them, aren't we? That's why they're shutting us down. That's why they've locked out my main channel. That's why they've locked out a lot of my other stuff. It's just gonna happen. But as long as we can talk, we'll talk. Brenda said, we are under attack from all directions. This is a spiritual war. I will not comply. Purse for you all. Amen. It is a spiritual war. There is no doubt that this is, we are under attack every single day, and it's not just from the things that you can see. You know what I mean? I talk about that a lot. I can feel it when I'm in this and researching and doing it, all day, I'm here for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, trying to get stuff together. I can feel it. You can just feel you're not, you know what I mean? You're not being let. Everything just doesn't come easy like it should. It just becomes a complete, hard task after another, just to get out some of the basic stuff. Katie said we need to stick together and support each other. Yes, we do, but the ones that need to stick together are people like you and I. We have to be very careful about always saying we all need to unite. We all need to unite. Well, the problem is when you say something like that, you're going to get the wrong ones in there that are going to try to, infiltrate from the inside out. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you're the people, good people that are, that have their faith and, understand and are awake. Yeah, we do. We have to stick together now. It's just so hard. It truly is. I've been talking about it for years, yet I still don't have an answer. I don't have an answer to tell us how we could truly, get together. So, the Broken 76 said, I'm worried when we hit the numbers on the Deagle predictions, we'll start to see the bodies drop. Well, I think another thing, too, is FIVEG, right? I believe when they truly start turning that on to the full capacity, that, yes, you're going to start seeing people drop, right? And they'll just use what? A new variant, a new, you know what I mean? Whatever they want, they can say. But it'll be that, you know what I mean? It'll never be anything to do with all of this horrible radiation that you're dealing with and all this Wi-Fi frequencies you're dealing with. Nothing that. Chicken Patty said CIA probably did it. Yeah, they're behind most of it. Fritz Barr said Klaus Schwab said hackers would be the next pandemic 2 months ago. He must have had a crystal ball. Yeah, him and Bill Gates, right? They know everything that's coming. I've never seen how people can be that gullible, you know. Hold on, where else? Had a couple of things. This was funny too. Look at this is 7 hours ago, okay? And even though they just come out before this and said that the CDC has now lifted their guidelines, right? But look at plane, train, bus passengers without masks now face fines up to $1,500. Do you see how this all ties in? So now they're going to go and start giving tickets to people. And how are you going to prove that you've gotten your jab, right? This all ties together. You can see it. Ugh. Telling you, it's coming. There's you can just feel it. You can feel it. Hey, Monkey Love Magic, welcome in. Truth Be Told T, welcome in. Specialist Ear, Nose, and Throat has many doctors. This is only the beginning. Don't know we are going to do... Yeah, no doubt it's just the beginning. We need doctors that are Christian and aware. We do, and you know what's crazy about that is so many are compromised. And I don't mean Christians. I mean, and I'm sure there's a lot of those that have been compromised probably, you know, but just doctors and even your preachers, you know, it's amazing just to see how much they're pushing this every day. I keep trying to catch the clip and be able to record it, and I can't. And it's one, I don't know if it's just in Michigan, but it's all your different, like, pastors, preachers, just everything, you know what I mean? From the Pope all the way down. And every single one of them, you know, all these different religions, they're all saying, you know, when you can get the jab, do your part. Do your part. You know what I mean? Over and over and over again. And it just makes my blood boil because I'm going, man, look at, this is the religion that so many of us believe in and pray to and do this, and you can see how they're manipulated at the very top, you know what I mean, to push this agenda, and it just makes me sick. It makes me sick. You know, it's all right. They'll pay, right? They'll be judged. We don't need to judge. You know, they'll have their day. Plays in the Dirt says, sounding good, Brother Eric. I hope so. You know, I'm glad you're in here. Welcome in. Monkey Love Magic said, Jabby created AIDS. Yeah, right? Yeah, Dr. F, right? If they don't drop right away, they would get sick eventually. I've seen a lot of things. I gotta be careful. Like I said, if I lose this, then we have no way to talk. But let's just say slow kill, right? When it comes to the jab, and not only the jab, you know, with 5, you know, that as well, 57 as we call it. Slow kill, right? Like, it's not about people dropping dead instantly, right? It's a slow kill is a much better way for them to do it. A year from now, a year and a half from now, you are truly going to see. And that's why it's so hard. Like, my grandma did go and she's fully jabbed, as you would say, right? It makes me sick to my stomach knowing that, you know, she's 75 years old, and yeah, she's fine right now, but I know that wasn't good, you know, and in a year and a half, 2 years, I do believe that I will see some things that, you know, there are people out there running around, so many of them saying, oh, look, I got jabbed, you guys are crazy. Well, there's thousands that have done the other side, and even if they haven't right away, it, like I said, 6 months, a year and a half down the way. You know, let's see. I can't believe we got 30 people in here. This is amazing. I had no idea I was even going to do this. Wasn't able to tell all of you. Don't have the main channel to put out any comments on. So this is awesome. I'm so glad you all are here. You know, if you have anything you want to talk about, throw it in the comments. Because like I said, I just threw up some different tabs. Just some random stuff. I threw all this together in about 30 minutes. So if it's a little all over the place, hey, so be it. Monkey Love Magic said Pfizer jab has. I've seen that. If you guys can read in the chat, I don't want to say that part. It is crazy. It's happening on Twitter. I've seen a ton of videos on it now. At the beginning, I thought, man, this looks like it's something that was set up to make us look like idiots, but it seems to be. There's so many videos of it that it's starting to look like it is legit, you know, and it looks like you have to be within a day or 2 or 3 days of getting your jab, and there's, you know, sticking those magnets, and it's sticking, right? Yeah, it's just nuts. Silent Walk said, apparently most jabs are saline, some others contain the killer V. Makes sense for confusion and why some get sick and others not. Yeah, I mean, that would work too, you know. That would work too, but I would think that the ones that are getting saline are the ones that they, you know, that would be a choose thing. Like, they wouldn't just, it wouldn't just be random, is what I'm saying. They would, yeah, they're giving saline out, but it'd be to the elites, right? Or to whoever is truly, you know, say your mayors, your governors, all those ones that are going. You know, I don't think they're just going to throw out 50% to you and I. I think they're coming after us for a reason. They're not going to, you know, if they get you to stick that in you, They're not going to take that chance and just say, we'll just maybe get them with some saline, right? I don't know. Could be, though. Who knows? Hey, Rhea, welcome in. Stay healthy and avoid the doctor. Yeah. Speed Crusader said, seen years ago your flu sleever on church sign. Yeah, right? And that should never be happening. Truth be told said, are I after the elderly without jab going to their houses? This is unreal. Yeah, right? And I've showed that a couple times. They are. And they're going door to door to get the ones that are terrified. They know their time's running out, right? And what I mean by that, to get that top, say 25%, the ones that they terrified, this elderly, and even some of the ones that are even, not completely elderly, but the ones that are, say, health compromised, right? Remember how they were pushing that anybody that had any health issues should hurry and go and do it. According to you and I, right? If you had health issues, should you not maybe run the other way? But you know what I'm saying. They feel their time is running out. So, yes, they are running around. And where is it at? Here you go. Boots on the ground. This is just one article, but it's happening everywhere. And they're going after, like you said, look at this. The goal is to remove any remaining reasons for the jab hesitancy by making it as convenient as possible. No appointment needed, no travel, no cost. If it's so good, it's such a great thing, why are they having to do all this, right? Oh, man. Look at this right here. This makes me sick. I didn't even see that. Oh, it's going to go away. It's not going to show that. Hold on. Look at this. This is for the ages. This is my son's age. He's 12. Let me pause this. I had it muted, so I don't really care what they're saying. But, and then, of course, it's going to do that. But look at this. It says jab side effects for 12 to 15-year-olds. They're coming after all of our kids. Sore arms, flu-like fever, chills, and aches. Yeah, so that's okay. That's good enough, right? Hurry, run, and go and throw your child underneath this. It makes me so mad, especially having, a child that age. And like I showed you before in the other video, don't think it's stopping at age 12. They are literally going by the end of the year. By September, they said they would have everyone from 2 years old to 11 years old. Then they said even by the ending of this year, okay, the last quarter, they said they would go from 6 months old to the 2-year-olds. So they're going after 6 months old all the way up, and they're trying to get it all done this year. Think by the end of 2021. Think you're still not sitting in the middle of Agenda 21? Crazy, right? Julie Coles, welcome, says, she said, could the magnets be sticking on the iron in the red blood cells clustering to heal the jab wound? I honestly have no idea, and I don't want to talk like I do. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm kind of staying back on that because I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like it just felt like a story that they were just going to make fun of us, right? If we all bit into it. Look at these idiots. You know what I mean? They just, they think a magnet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You just got to kind of sit back and see what it is. Monkey Love says, if they already took it, they will likely keep taking them till they get the real... yeah, there you go. That's true, too, because, right, they're doing the boosters, right? Oh, I closed out a lot of tabs because we got to be careful about what we see, or what we say. Not what we see, but what we say. But, yeah, there's a booster, right? They're already telling you that it's going to be every single year, right? That this is not going away. Why do people continue to think that this is, that it's going to go back to normal, right? When they've already come out and said that CB's never going away. They have said that. This is, we're just quoting them. I don't know. It's nuts, Truth be told, said, love your mom too, hero. I love my mama and my grandma for sure. Great people. Rhea said, grandma's chicken broth will cure all. I'll tell you what, it'll cure a lot of things, especially if you can stay away from all of the stuff they want you to put into your system. Oh, Monkey Love Magic said, regular injection won't have a magnet stick. All the Vex is deep poison to make people sick and dumb and easily controlled. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put nothing into it. None of this into us. Welcome in, Nico. It's magnetic nanosensors that is in the shot that's causing the magnets to stick. Hey, man, I don't know. It could be all this stuff, right? We just know it's bad, right? I mean, it don't really matter. We know it's bad. Yeah, I wanted to show you this, too. Look at this. They're pushing more and more about the contact tracing, okay? Which is all going to tie into how are they going to be able to tell if you got the shot or you didn't, right, when it comes to this mask. Them saying that opened up Pandora's box to say, right? It opened up this whole new alley for them to now push down to say, we got to trace, we got to track, and we got to figure out who really has it and who doesn't. this is a massive turning point. I mean, it really truly is. This is where they start trying to come into mainstream and to the masses and try to divide us to a point that there's no turning back, you know. And but like this, look at this. They're just saying why early contact tracing is key to stopping the next wave. You know, you had the movie Fifth Wave, First Wave, Second Wave, Third Wave, Fourth Wave, Fifth Wave, you know. And it just feels like they're always prepping the next wave, right? What are we in now? The 10th wave, right? Because I hear them say it all the time, you know. Oh, this is the next wave. I guess maybe we're probably in the 4th by now, you know, legitimately, I guess. Fritz Bar said, my brother is giving to my 13-year-old nephew. Makes me sick. Please pray for him. Amen. I will. That is, it's so sad because why are you giving it to somebody when they've even come out and said that it doesn't hurt them? Or, well, you know, it's not that bad. Well, I know why, because they've pushed in the mainstream that even if the child isn't going to get sick from it, he can spread it to your other family members. So it's a guilt thing. You know what I mean? But look, I wanted to show you this too. I thought this is kind of funny. Not really, but I mean, it's funny to us because this is the type of stuff we see and we see coming. Confidential health information collected by Pennsylvania contact tracers is compromised. So you're telling me the ones that we trusted, so-called, right, the ones these masses are trusting with them coming out and tracing in your health information, and they messed up and now anybody can get it, right? Multiple investigations are underway after a contact tracing data breach exposed personal health information from 72,000 Pennsylvanians. The unsecured information was collected by employees of Insight Global. The company paid around $30 million in taxpayer money to perform contact tracing in the state. Sorry, I can't read very well. I'm exhausted. A long day. But I want to talk to y'all, so we're doing it. But think about that. So, I mean, so you paid for it, right? That's another funny thing, right, to us. That says taxpayer money. So you're paying for your own tracing. You're paying for your own, investigation, so-called, you could say. It's sick, And then them say, oh, it's safe. We're just doing it because of CV, and we got to do it because just like they're saying right here, it's vital. They got to stop the next wave, so they got to come in, track and trace you, right? And then all they say afterwards is what? Sorry, we didn't mean it. It was just an error. It was a hack. It was, you know what I mean? It was, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, it doesn't stop. It's the same, over and over. Rinse and repeat, over and over again. What else we got here? Read a little bit of the comments. Christina Marie said, Ohio is having a $5 million lottery to get you to take the jab. 5 people will win $1 million. That's the sickest thing. And I don't know if you said it earlier, Kristen, but somebody else did. That's just unbelievable. Just think about that. Hey, to me, though, you want to know what else? That should make us feel good a little bit. And the reason I'm saying that is, obviously, we're doing our job, right? Obviously, us truthers, and just any normal person out there sharing your information, trying to talk against the narrative, against the agenda, is doing a good job. Because you really think they'd have to do that if we weren't? If it's so easy and they're being able to persuade people so easy, why are they doing stuff like this? Obviously, we're doing something. We're making a difference, right? Silent Walk said, 2 of my aunts are registered nurses and they're completely stupid on what's going on. I believe it's real. Whoa. I'm surprised that any nurses that truly are in this could still be falling for it, right? Unless, I don't know, I guess. Deception is so insane, Nico said it is not a CHIP. Got to be careful with that. Try not to put that in the chat because that was the video that got me locked down on the main channel, was the one that I talked about Fauci, how they said that we must CHIP in with India. If you saw it, yeah. That one got me locked down. So just be careful. Nothing that we can do. I'm sure everything else we've said is just as bad, Nico, so, no big deal. Monkey Love Magic said, childhood jab schedule is 50 plus. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Chicken Patty 13. Deagle report predicts U.S. population will be, 100 million by 2025? And we're at, 330? I can remember that. Is that Chicken Patty 13, is that the same report? Remember, we saw that a long time ago. There was a site that actually, through the government, you could see when you clicked on it, and it showed the U.S. population at 100 million, and I don't know if it was 2025, but it was in the near future. I don't know, I can just remember that. It might have been a year ago or what, but it was a while ago. But nanotech, yeah, nanotech's a big deal. People don't, it's a lot, that's something you can dig a rabbit hole and just, go in. Much love, Nico. Kristen Marie said the $5 million lottery is our tax dollars, right? Yeah, our tax dollars, right? The same thing as this was, your taxpayer. I mean, this is how good these plans are, right? They've got us to pay our own stuff. They've got us to pay for our own enslavement. And not only that, I mean, you remember when the lockdowns were happening, right? Like, say once the lockdowns are starting to come out of it. Remember how many people were screaming for Marshall LAW and screaming for the National Guard to come in and lock your own? They were begging to be locked down. Something I never thought ever in my lifetime or in any number of lifetimes that I would see the people begging for their own enslavement. But that's exactly what they've done with this. Troublesome, welcome in. He said they insert fake info and promote it and make it believable and fool a lot of people. Yeah, deception. Yeah, over and over again. Chicken Patty said lottery funded by CV Relief, money's in Ohio. Yeah. How sick, right? Because like every time we see one of these stimulus bills, like everybody is so they just want it to go through as fast as they can. And I understand, don't get me wrong, everybody needs money, everybody is struggling, so yes, that money is a huge help. But they're taking advantage of that because that's only maybe 10% or less of what's in that bill, right? Everything else, the trillions of dollars, the billions of dollars that's going into their pocket or going into stuff like this, lottery funded, right? It's just all going to be tacked in and used against you over and over and over again. And you have people wanting to fast track it through because they need the money. Like I said, I understand. But you're also opening up Pandora's box. The same thing. They just continue to pass these laws, And every time you hear one of these laws get passed, right, and I get so sick of getting yelled at for this, people, Eric, it's just for CV. Don't you understand? They just passed that law for CV. It's that dangerous. We have to do that. And I get so upset because, no, it's not just for CV. It's never just for whatever issue that they're talking about that day. What they've done is set a precedent. They set a precedent with that first time, and then they build from it and build from it and build from it. And within 10 years, that so-called one law that you thought was for that certain, incident, that certain problem, is now been manipulated, twisted, and changed into something that takes away a bunch of your rights. You know what I mean? So, sorry if I went off on a tangent, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it gets frustrating when it does that. Kristen Marie said they took that site down with the Deagle report. Really? That's crazy. Monkey Love Match said, gotta run. Love you, man. Everyone, keep on keeping it real. Much love, Monkey. Keep out there, man. Keep sharing it. Keep doing everything we can do. That's all we can do. Alright, I thought I had a couple more tabs up here I wanted to show you. We went through that one, Oh, I talked about this. I don't know if you saw. It was in one of the videos. Actually, I talked about it in a couple different videos. But here. This, when it comes into your hurricanes, right? We've been talking about how manipulated and manufactured these storms are, right? And I've been yelling this for a while about how they herd us and shove us into certain locations with these storms, right? And they're the perfect scenario, right? Look at, let's just say a hurricane is coming into, it's forecasted 10 days out, and it's forecasted to hit Miami, Florida. Okay, it's going to hit Miami, Florida as a Category 4, Category 5. What do? Instantly, they issue emergency mandated orders to evacuate, right? That you must leave when they have a storm of that size, that they say it's going to be that size, right? Because these are just forecast models. And not only that, a lot of them could just be CGI. You have absolutely no idea what's coming. They just throw something up on the screen and they terrify people. And what it does is it allows, them to, like I said, put the emergency orders in, forcing the evacuations of Miami, and it takes people that are in their house and it forces them either to just move north or move away from the storm, right? Which gets them out of their comfort zone, okay, makes them more vulnerable, or people like most of us, you and I, who don't have just the money just to pick up and run out of the state at any time, if it's bad enough, you're gonna be forced into some shelter. And this is where that goes, okay? So what's gonna happen with that this year? So you're in Miami, you run to the shelter, and they're telling you what? Can you get in if you're jabbed or not? Are they going to tell you if, do you have to have proof of that jab? And what's so perfect, why this is a perfect situation for them is they move the cities, right? It doesn't just start, like it's just Miami, but then what do? 2 days later, they adjust it, and they say, oh my gosh, now it's going to, go underneath Florida, it's going to pass. Now it's going to come up the other side. Now we need Jacksonville to evacuate. 2 days later, they adjust it again. Now it's just going to come into the Gulf, and now it could hit anywhere from Louisiana to Mississippi. You get what I'm saying, right? They're able to systematically, place by place by place, force people out of their comfort zones, force people into these so-called evacuation routes that they've changed, that I've looked into before. They've continued to change these evacuation routes, and also the shelters. And that's what this is right here. Okay, this is the SWFL refreshes pandemic era hurricane shelter guidelines. Are you sick of hearing the word guidelines? Because I am. Everything has been nonstop, right? Guidelines. It says another mid-pandemic hurricane season is approaching, and now the challenge is how to place people who have been jabbed with those who have not in hurricane shelters. Here we go. Hertz Arena is one of the designated shelters in Lee County, and the county is looking to possibly add more. Detention center. Because more shelters means more space for social distancing. Why do you need social distancing anymore? You've already come out in mainstream news, you've come out publicly and said that 6 feet is not enough, that it doesn't matter, that CV is now airborne, and 6 feet will do absolutely nothing. It just may help a little bit. Oh, but they're not going to take that away, right? They're not going to take that power away because that's how they divide you. It says over in Collier County, Emergency Management Director Dan Summers says they're even looking at possibly having designated shelters, or spaces within shelters for people who are jabbed and those who aren't. I can promise you that for the people that these designated shelters are going to be for these people, the ones that aren't, not the ones that are. Says to add an extra layer of safety. There's also going to try to limit the number of people within the shelter, and that means having everyone in the community prepared. So that's another thing they can say. Well, sorry, we can't let you in. You're not jabbed, so we have to let, jab people in here, and we only have 50% capacity, so, you better hurry up and run and go get your shot, right? That's what they're talking about, being prepared. I guarantee I'll start seeing it in the headlines here in the next couple weeks. They'll be talking about if you're in a hurricane-prone area, you need to hurry and go and get your jab, roll up your sleeve as fast as you can, because you may not be able to get into these 50% capacity shelters if you're not. You know what I mean? Bex Bitterloo said late. Sorry, don't ever be sorry, brother. So glad you're here. Silent Walk said, friends, wife, kids won't talk to me. Think I'm crazy, but everything I've told them is happening, and they won't admit there's guilt, though. That's it. Like, my grandma's in that boat. We can talk about everything. She's not mean about it or anything, but over the past year, you're 100% right. I can tell that she knows she is wrong now on a lot of it. I won't say on everything, but say 75% of it, it's come true, what I've been talking about. I can distinctively remembering about 8-9 months ago, telling her that the end goal of this was all about getting everybody jabbed, right? And she literally looked me in the face and said, there is no way that's going to happen. They would never do that. Well, that's come full circle, hasn't it? So... But, you know what I mean? All you can do is keep talking to them, and just trying to. But they're never going to admit it because, like you said, they're not going to admit that they're wrong, number one, because them doing that admits, it opens up everything, right? We just can't be right. They can't allow that to happen. Speed Crusader said you're right. Constant everything emergency. Yeah. You know what I mean? Order out of chaos, right? Speed Crusader, right? Everything has to be order out of chaos, It's just, they use it perfectly, Well, if we start a tornado here, or if we start a hurricane, or if we start a race war, right? You see, you're still in the middle of that, right? Is anybody else sick of them choosing and picking any of these masses? How the masses still think that that's objectless news, right? Where they're not picking a side. Oh, really quick. I gotta stop. I gotta show you this really quick before we run out of time or I forget. This is my son's online school. Okay, this is where he has to go for remote learning because I didn't let him go back, right? So he has to go to this. Okay, this is just his dashboard, and this is where we have to go in and do all of his stuff, right? Check this out. This blew me away, and I don't know, I told everybody I could because I just could not believe it, okay? This is his social studies class, okay? Go down here. This is one of his things that he had to do. Look at this. No Zoom during assigned class time. Watch the video. What video did they want them to watch? CNN 10 and complete the facts form. Yeah, that's right. I'm like, okay, CNN 10, I'm like, that's got to just be the wrong letter or something like that, right? Had to be that. Oh, no, it's not. Look at this. This is what they're pushing. Even if they're at home, they're doing everything they can. This is facts? CNN is facts? I mean, when I saw that, the page actually says list 10 facts from the CNN article. Facts? Ugh. Anyways, you get it. Isn't that just insane? It just shows how much. I mean, this is what my son's supposed to watch and get. That's what he learns from? Pretty sick, Kristen Marie said, I would not want to be with jab people, I think I would go nuts. They are radicalized. Yeah, and they're going to continue to become more and more angry and against us. And like you guys had said, they'll use this new... It doesn't have to be the new variant outbreak, but I think that is where they'll go because they push that kind of quietly, but enough to where they have it out there and people know about all these so-called variants. But it could also just be another resurgence of CV, right? The next wave. That's all they got to call it. And if they say that the reason it is because of all of us non-jabbers, then that's it. That's just perfect. They've already been doing that with, like, the young, saying people were at spring break, saying people were, out partying, we aren't listening, et cetera, et cetera. And it's our fault that things have gone up, and gotten worse. That's not going to stop. It's only going to get, stronger and stronger with them doing that. They're only going to push it further and further because they have more people behind them. They have more of the masses completely brainwashed now to be able to turn on us. I know that day's coming. I'm not kidding. I know there will be a day where something will be happening to me and my neighbors will definitely not be there to help. And a lot of friends and family wouldn't be there to help, right? They will actually be there to help them take you away. It's scary, but it's true. But no fear. You don't fear any man, only fear God, and there's just nothing here you can fear. Is there anything else anybody would like to talk about? I really don't have anything else up. So if there's anything else y'all want to talk about real quick, we can talk about it. If not, I can call this for tonight. And we can try to go again tomorrow night. Now that people are getting notifications, it's going to make it a little easier. I mean, we had between 25, 20 and 30 people in here. That's fine. That's awesome. And people can still watch it after the fact as well. So, but that's really good. Usually, it'd be 3 or 4 people because nobody gets a notification. So I guess that's a plus tonight, knowing that, So if there's anything else, just throw it in the chat real quick. If not, we'll call it. The jabs still get it, and some have passed away. Yeah, there's been a lot of those, But us saying that, they always have the same answer, right? They always have the same answer, which is, it's just not, it's 1 in a million, right? It's still 99% safer to go and roll up your sleeve than it is to take that 0.001% that might hurt you, right? That's their answer. That's their comeback to every single thing. Place in the Dirt said, more. Throw something up here. Let me know what you want to talk about. We can talk for a little longer. Silent Walk said, thanks, Eric. Thank you. Thank you all. Like I said, this is awesome. This is all we can do is keep talking while we can. Hopefully soon the main channel will be unlocked. If you aren't subscribed to my BitChute channel, please go and subscribe to it. It's just Eric Sees All, just like it is here on the main channel on YouTube. And just go to that and subscribe. We're up to about 400 subscribers over there, which is great because this may be shut down soon. I've tried to go to a couple other places, and I have a massive hard time trying to upload to these other sites. Brenda Barnett says, so glad I caught you live. Thanks, Eric. Much love. Stay out there, everyone. Amen. That's what we got to do. Rhea said maybe you could do homework with your kids to see what their agenda is next. Isn't that nuts? Right? It really is. Because that's kind of like you get like that inside what the education people are being pushed. What is the agenda they are being told? What is the curriculum being pushed towards, right? So yeah, you're right, Rhea. You can, pay attention enough to that. Yeah, we'll see what's going on. At least a little bit, Oh. Bex Bit of Blue said, a lot of people think the shot is the mark of the beast. Not marked because it comes with willing worship, but yes, it does mess with the DNA code, third helix. Yeah, mRNA, right? You know what I mean? These are DNA manipulating. But we gotta be careful. I don't want to say too much. Let's go ahead and just end this, everybody. I love you all, but let's end it so that we don't, get attacked and get shut down for this. If they pull this video down, so be it, but I'll leave it up, and hopefully people can see this, alright? Place in there said, thank you, Eric. Good to see y'all. Stay woke. That's right. It's all we can do. Speed Crusader said, the sleeper is more deadly than all the sleepers combined. Yeah. All we can do is keep sharing information. All we can do is keep telling people, you know what I mean? Please open your eyes. Do everything that you can. That's it. That's all we can do is keep praying for them. That's all that we can do. Rhea, good night to you as well. Krista Marie, good night. Like I said, Plays in the Dirt, good night. I love y'all. We'll be, I'm going to do everything I can to go live tomorrow night. It might be 8, might be 9, somewhere in there. Hopefully I'll be able to get on here as long as we don't get shut down. So we'll do our best. Speed Crusader said, take care. You as well. Julie, thank you. I thank you, Julie. We're in this together. All right? That's all that matters. But I'll go ahead. I'll leave the chat running for a minute. I'll jump in the chat with all of you, all right? Just remember, there's no fear, no panic, just preparation, like I try to explain. That's it. Just make a plan, do your best of your ability, and try to stay one step ahead if you can, all right? I love you all. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.